Okay, I'll call the meeting to order and welcome everybody for coming. And let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. We'll start with Paula.
Paula Jaconetty, Clerk and Recorder.
We're going this way. Sam Carlson, County Commissioner.
Joe Delwo, County Commissioner.
Alan Gagne, Teton County Road Superintendent.
Dan Yartz, Teton County Planner.
Deb covered up Teton County DES and EMS.
Judy Camry, living here in Choteau.
Melody Watson, Sherwood Campbell.
Okay, we have no minutes,
No minutes.
which is okay. We have road encroachment from Northwestern Energy, and it's cut the road to install an electric primary is what the encroachment permit says. And it's for Sam Armstrong on 16th Road Northwest.
Okay. You check that out, Alan?
Yep.
Okay. I would move to approve that.
I would second it. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We have two ambulance bids. One from Logan Health in Cut Bank and one from Apgar Ambulance Kalispell.
Could you tell me the first one again? I'm sorry.
Logan Health in Cut Bank. And it is $36,001. And the other one is from Apgar Ambulance.
Are they out of any particular place, Joe? Apgar?
Kalispell is on the envelope. You must be familiar with them, Deb?
Yeah, that's the distributor we normally get our ambulances from.
And their bid is for $30,999. So a lot of times we just take these under advisement, but Deb, you're here. What are your thoughts?
I'm good with allowing Logan Health to purchase it at the
They're
$36,000.
$6,000 more.
Yeah.
And Deb had a 30,000 minimum on it.
Yep. So if you're okay with accepting Logan
You're all
Health?
right with that? Okay.
Okay, I would second that. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Deb, you'll let them know.
Yep.
And Deb, just for the record, Logan Health was higher, but is it a better quality ambulance or?
For Logan Health?
Yeah.
I think they're just really short having ambulances right now. So they're trying to vamp things back up because Logan Health has taken over the ambulance service at Cut Bank, and then I think they're moving along the High Line. So I think they're just trying to get some ambulances.
It also says that they assist portions of Teton County by doing ALS transfers out of Choteau
Correct.
occasionally, so they had a little sales pitch in there.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us to any further comment or questions? That brings us to the CASA request, and it's court-appointed special advocates. We have been giving them money for the past quite a few years. They asked for $10,000, and we have been giving them $2,000.
So are they happy with two?
They've been taking the $2,000. I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
it's a good program.
Okay.
Does it state how many residents were serviced in Teton
they didn't break it down in this letter, but in the past they have, and our number of cases are considerably fewer than Toole and Glacier County in the past, so I assume that's still the case.
Okay, well, I would move that we approve to continue with the $2,000 for them.
Okay, I would second that. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Brings us to the growth policy proposal, and I'll let you give
So
us the
I
numbers,
am
Danny.
applying for a community development block grant. The second round of these are due mid-June, so I've got it almost completely done. Melody published in this week's edition of the Acantha a letter that I wrote requesting support letters from people in the community. That's part of this community development block grant application is support letters. And I'm requesting basically enough money that will take care of the growth policy itself. Our match will be mostly taken care of with a grant that we got from Sweetgrass Development for a growth policy. And if I get what I'm asking for the funding, it'll only end up costing the county about $625 once the grant from Sweetgrass takes care of most of the match, which will be great. Because these are like a $30-some thousand.
And Staley's gonna,
Yeah.
okay,
Staley Engineering will do the growth policy update, and we've already got a contract with them to do that. And they gave us a bid. So I don't have the figures in front of me right now, but our portion, our match was about $6,625. We have $6,000 from Sweetgrass for their grant. So I mean, the cost to us is very minimal. And getting all of the growth policy documents, the subdivision regulations, the floodplain regulations, all of the land use documents updated this year has been one of my goals, and we're on track to get that done.
that's good.
Okay.
So I need a motion, and I'd like it contingent on receipt of the grant.
Okay. Well, I would move that, with that contingency, that we go forward with this.
Okay, I would second that. Any further discussion?
So is the motion then, guys, to approve contracting with Staley?
With Staley.
To do the growth
Yep.
policy
Contingent upon.
Contingent upon receiving the grant.
from
Yeah.
$6,000 grant?
If
It's a really good deal for the county. I'm
The
pretty sure
CDBG grant mel is around 30,000. I can get you the figures on it.
the last time we did growth policy, I think the county spent over $10,000
Yeah, and
to
the
get
city
it
of Choteau
done.
just spent 10 on theirs with Great West.
So
they're
this is a-
expensive documents.
This is a really good opportunity in my
Yeah.
view.
And the county doesn't go after a lot of CDBG grants, but this one for planning, because it benefits the entire county, the Department of Commerce said that we have a really good chance at getting it, so.
Okay.
But we've already received the Sweetgrass Development Fund.
We have a letter of commitment from them for that. We have to get, it's a reimbursement, that 6,000. But that letter of commitment's part of the funding package.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Which brings us to greater bids. Or greater bid. It's been a month ago, and we got a bid, and it was kind of amazing. We knew that the inflation was gonna hit us at some point, but the cost of the graders on the bid were $400,000 a piece, and I don't know.
Yeah, it
We
was just
can't
too
afford
much. I don't think we could make that work. So we can change the specs around a little bit and maybe lower the size of the machines.
Yeah, we'll go down
Yeah.
to a smaller machine.
Yeah.
Which is what we have now.
Right.
And change a few of the specs, not much, but
Okay.
some, and see where we're at, and go out for bids again.
So I think our option is to accept or refuse the bid that we have currently.
Right.
So if I could have a motion,
Well, okay, so I move that we don't accept this
don't
bid.
accept the bid?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I would second that.
Okay.
So now any further discussion?
I have a question, but you can go ahead and vote, it's not on the motion.
I was also gonna add that in the meantime, we have looked into getting a extended warranty on the existing graders. And it's gonna be at around $5,000 a year to have an extended warranty, so we're looking at that as an option too. And I think that we need to go out and try to rebid as well, so,
Joe, is the $5,000 a year per grader?
yes, per grader of the four.
On 4 graders.
Yep. But, you know, the catch-22 on that's just kicking the can down the road at some point.
It's gonna catch
You know,
up
the
to us.
value of the existing graders is gonna drop, and I assume that the cost of new graders is gonna continue to climb, so,
And we lose our buyback too when we go out
yep,
for the warranty,
yep. So,
extended warranty.
there's pros and cons there. I'm hoping that we get a better bid.
Yeah.
So any further discussion on grader bids? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries to not accept the grader bids.
Here's my follow-up question then, Joe. As you go out for another advertising, because there's been such a confusion expressed about what those.
A lot of interest, yeah.
Yeah, so are you asking, will your bid ask for the cost for you to purchase the graders or for you to lease the graders?
There's been a lot of confusion
Yes.
about that.
Can we-
The way the county has done this for years is we go out to bid for a lease to own. So they're a 5-year lease. They could be a 3-year or 7-year lease, but they're a 5-year lease, and then when you make the last payment on the lease, the county owns the machine. It's kind of a convoluted way, but the companies that do that have done that so that the government entities can pay less per year than a contractor. And they give us significant discount for government entities as well, so, I mean, they're trying, but it's just,
So
the cost of everything is outrageous.
Are these 4 graders that we're trying to replace on that lease, and is this their 5th year?
This is the last year.
Okay, so if you pay those off then, and.
Then we will own them. Yep.
Own those 4.
Yep, and then we would have the option, if that's the route we have to take, we could purchase a warranty, an extended warranty on them. And it depends on the hours on each individual machine, but it's around $4,000 to $5,000 per year per machine.
The lease is a 5-year, 5,000 hour lease.
Yep,
only.
whichever comes first.
Yeah. And a guaranteed buyback.
So hopefully that will clarify it.
Okay, yeah.
And if you have any questions, call me. No.
I didn't think I did, but apparently I do.
Yeah, and there's been significant interest in it, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that brings us to loader bid. Our road superintendent, brought us the news about a month ago that our aging Caterpillars are in need of significant repair if we keep them for any amount of time. And his thought is, I'll paraphrase Alan, that if we have a loader now and we're making the last payment on it, and if we stepped up and got a larger loader, the larger loader would be able to dig gravel right out of the pit. We wouldn't have to have the dozers for the pit. So if we do that, we could probably just keep our older dozer and trade the high track dozer off and the existing loader off on a newer, larger loader that would dig directly out of the gravel pit. So with that, we decided to put it on the agenda and see if we wanted to go out to bids for a large loader.
Well, I would move that we go out for a bid on this larger loader.
I would second that. So any further discussion? Anything to add, Alan?
No.
What we're being told is that the newer loaders would burn half as much fuel as the old Caterpillars that we're currently running in the gravel pits, so that would be a plus too, because fuel is getting higher by the minute. So any further discussion on loader bids?
Again, will this be a bid to purchase outright or to lease to own?
It would be a lease to own.
Okay.
I think that's the way you wrote it, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got
3
the
years.
bid package. Any further discussion on loader bids? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
One follow-up, I guess, Joe. The loader, what specific loader and what specific dozer then will be surplused out?
We have a high-track D7 that it's newer than the older loader, but it's in poorer shape, so it would be the high-track D7. And the existing loader that we purchased 3 years ago.
Yeah, an 821 case.
Yeah. And 3 years ago, when we bought this loader, we actually thought about getting the bigger loader then. And at this point, with the Caterpillars and needing repair, I think it probably might make sense, depending on how the bids come in. We never know.
And that leaves you with one
We-
16 bulldozer.
Yep, we still have a D7.
Okay.
And about Jim McDonald was still the road foreman, we took that D7 down to Great Falls to have about $4,000 worth of work done on it. And by the time we got it back, we'd spent $45,000 on it. You know, they're expensive to work on, but it seems like it's in fairly good shape. We wouldn't use it nearly as much as we do now if we get the big loader.
Did you say this was a D5?
D7.
D7. They're both D7.
They're both D7s. Yep.
And those dozers are used in the gravel pits predominantly.
Yeah, we've used them for flood. Both of them were in the Teton River quite a bit the last time we had high water, which wasn't good on them. And we also use them for snow, you know, if we have winters again.
And again, the load, same deal with the loader. It's typically good to use in the gravel pit.
Yep. Gravel and snow. Any further discussion?
Sorry about that, guys.
No problem. That's what we're here for. Okay, commission reports.
I don't have anything.
Alan and I got a couple calls this week on the old highway that goes from down Coal Hill and along the east side of Freezeout. And so Alan and I did drive out there yesterday, and it's repairable, and we need to do something with it. So I think we're close to having a plan on how to get that fixed.
Turn it to
I
gravel.
hope so.
Which highway
No.
was
It's almost there.
It's the
It's
old
there.
old 89
It's not just
on the
a
east
few
side of.
spots. Yes, I know.
The reason Deb was rolling her eyes, one of them was her husband that called me.
And that was
Yeah, it's gotten pretty bad.
converted to gravel.
No, we're gonna just patch the
That's what we can.
holes.
Yeah.
The county got it in a trade years ago, and
This is a bet.
Mhm.
it was not. I mean, it was a good deal for a long time when the highway didn't need any work done on it, but now it's kind of turning into a mess. So, but I think the plan is we will patch it and keep it paved.
Question on that corner. I've watched a couple cars go off the end of that in Fishtail, and I'm afraid we'll have, you know, when you go straight down the hill onto the gravel,
Mhm.
maybe looking at doing something there where that last wreck was, because I've seen cars go off of that and they catch that gravel in Fishtail because it comes back.
Mark,
onto the
Mark
gravel.
mentioned that to me too.
Oh, was he the one that called?
Yeah, and it was a really good phone call.
The
So
gravel's onto the pavement, you're
Gravel
saying?
comes on the, but there's no, like, the transition needs to go a little further into the gravel, I think, over the top. of
More
it,
asphalt
'cause
out
it's
there?
Something, I don't
going
know.
to the west.
Yeah,
Yeah,
going
okay.
straight west. on the
Right,
gravel.
Okay, yeah, we looked at that too.
I watched the car just go.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the only thing I had. Public comment. Any public comment? No?
May I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Reminder, election is
Tuesday, June 7th, please get your absentee ballots in by 8 p.m. Tuesday, post office marks do not count. They have to be to a polling site or the county courthouse. And the Teton County's election office at the courthouse will be open on Saturday, June 4th, from 9 a.m. to noon to register to vote, or to obtain a ballot, or to drop off a ballot.
Any further public comment?
I don't wanna, I just wanted to bring up, I don't know if Teton County could consider, as you're going out of town now that we're getting more businesses, extending the line, the yellow, double yellow line more. It's, it's, they can pass really quickly. And we had an accident, people just seem to think that when you're going around the curve, you can speed out. And now there's more businesses, and now just on the property beside us, Teton Development has bought that property. They're getting more businesses. I just think in front of the businesses like Teton Pro, the irrigation place, now Dollar Store, that there could be a double yellow line for safety.
The MDT is currently doing a safety study on that stretch of road. I think Chris is the one that requested it. And they haven't finished the study. I think the comment period is over though. And they are discussing whether to extend the double yellow line or change the speed limit and extend it out almost to the bridge possibly. So MDT is doing that study currently, and so I think it's going to take care of that. Years ago we had the same issue on the Teton Bridge on the Augusta Highway, and we met with MDT and they extended that double line. It was Bob and Marsu Jensen had pretty close calls coming off that county road. So yeah, they're already doing a traffic study on it, and they're going to decide whether to extend the double lines or to slow the speed limit almost all the way out to the bridge possibly.
It's
So
scary, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yep,
Okay.
you bet.
Thanks.
So any public notices?
No, that could be covered.
Next meeting, June 16th, and we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.